Hey guys, welcome back to Craig's Horror House, the channel that talks everything horror. If this is your first time here today guys, then please don't forget to hit that like, share and subscribe button. Okay, so today I am going to be reviewing the brand new horror film Talk to Me, and I'm going to be keeping spoilers to a minimum in this video. There will be some things that I will be talking about that you may not want to hear, but spoilers are going to be, the bare minimum. I'm not going to mention anything about the ending or other certain scenes. So I watched this movie in the theatre on Friday with my other half, Peter, and I was really excited to see this movie after watching the trailer. They were saying that this is going to be the horror film of the year. It's going to be really scary. They were saying it was the scariest horror film since Hereditary, and the trailer was actually awesome. So did this movie live up to all of the hype? Well, first things first, what is Talk to Me all about? The film follows a group of friends who discover certain antics happening at house parties, antics that include an embalmed hand. Basically, a person is restrained to a chair. The person then puts their hand onto the embalmed hand, like they're shaking hands type of thing, and then they say the words, "Talk to me." Then some spirit appears in front of the person. Only the person in the chair can see this. Then the person in the chair says, "I let you in." The spirit then takes over the person's body. Now every time a person does this, it's a different spirit every time. They have no idea who is going to appear in front of them, and this really excites everyone at the party. Now when the spirit takes over the person's body, they cannot go over 90 seconds because otherwise the spirit will pretty much end up killing them. Now these groups of friends, they keep playing the game, and it's not long before something goes awfully wrong to one of the main characters' youngest brothers, who really wants to have a turn at playing the game, but his older sister basically tells him, "No, you're not doing it, you're too young." But when the sister leaves the room, her friend Mia says, "Yeah, it's okay, he can do it, but only for 50 seconds, just to be safe." But as I said, it goes very badly wrong, and it's actually really shocking at what happens in the aftermath and all that. After this really bad thing happens, things get even worse for Mia's character. She finds herself in a really bad situation that just gets worse and worse and worse, because when the little brother played the game, the candle didn't get blown out in time because, blown out the candle respectfully says goodbye to the spirit. So Mia ends up seeing spirits and they're following her, and at one point you're a little bit unsure whether or not if Mia is actually going a little bit crazy, and things literally get so bad for this character. It's like something really bad happens, and before you've even had a chance to breathe, something even worse plays out, and you're just like, whoa. Mia is more or less the main character in this movie, but a lot of her on-screen friends, they're pretty much main characters as well. Everybody has a really good story play out for them in the film. We learn that Mia lost her mum to suicide and she hasn't been herself, so she's really close with her friend Jade and her little brother Riley. They got a really great bond, they have a really great connection, and Mia, she's almost like a second sister to Riley. That is how close that they are. And this is what makes this thing that happens to the little brother so bad, because oh god, when he is playing the Talk to Me game, it's awful, because it's Mia who agreed to let him do it, even though Sister Jade said no. It's really, really bad, and the aftermath of everything playing out is just so horrifying for everybody concerned. So after the big incident with Riley, it turns out that Riley's soul is stuck in the spirit world somewhere, and he is being tormented by all of these evil souls who they want to take over his body. And there's actually a moment where Mia actually sees Riley's spirit being grabbed, pulled, tortured and tormented and everything else. And Mia, she wants to try and save Riley, but things just do not go very well at all. And I tell you what, guys, I really don't want to delve too much into the third act of this movie because I really don't want to spoil it for you guys. You really need to go and watch this movie for yourselves without some, hearing or reading or watching some of these big spoilers. There is actually, though, a proper what the fuck moment that I will talk about, and it's basically the scene where Jade's boyfriend Daniel, he ends up playing the Talk to Me game, and the spirit ends up in Daniel's body and starts to crack jokes at Mia and Jade, because Daniel is basically Jade's boyfriend in this movie, but he apparently used to date Mia, but they're all still friends, Anyway, the spirit goes on to mock Jade for basically making Daniel a soft cock, and then the spirit makes Daniel horny, and he starts trying to, pleasure himself, and he then ends up on the floor and he starts humping the floor. It looks like he's having a really good time, but it's in front of everyone, and then all of a sudden the dog runs over and literally starts snogging Daniel. Like, the dog's tongue is in Daniel's mouth. They're proper necking each other, and they're both enjoying it. Now, everybody's there, they're filming with their phones, and yeah, it's proper disgusting. There are, quite a few moments in the movie like that. Things that you just do not expect to see. I really liked the opening of the movie, and I really loved the ending. I'm not going to tell you what happens because they are probably big spoilers. I do feel that there could be a sequel, though, in the works. And, just by the way the movie ended, I definitely feel that there are more stories to tell with this hand. There's also two characters, one called Haley and one called Max, and they are basically in charge of these Talk to Me parties, and Max is the guy who actually owns this hand. Now, Wentworth prison fans will know that Zoe Tarax, who plays Haley in this movie, also played Reb Keen in Wentworth, and I just gotta say, Zoe was amazing. In fact, all of the actors and all of the actresses did a fantastic job. I mean, there was some proper, hardcore emotion scenes in this movie, some really dark moments, and they nailed it every time. The acting is spot on, it's truly amazing, the story is amazing, and the whole film is just really unpredictable. Even after watching the trailer, you may feel that the trailer revealed quite a lot of the movie, but honestly, it hasn't. I love horror movies that are unpredictable, so I totally love this movie. There was only one moment that I did predict that I won't say in this video. However, when it did happen, it was still quite shocking. Now, my other half, Peter, he isn't a fan of eyeballs or feet or toe sucking. This movie had both. Yes, you heard me right. There is a horrible scene involving an eyeball and a what the fuck moment of toe and feet sucking. As I said, this movie throws things in front of you that you do not expect. I had a really good time with this movie. Not only is it a really good horror movie, but it's also a very tragic one too. Was it the scariest movie that I've ever watched? No. However, after watching the movie, it was playing on my mind when I got back from the theatre on Friday night and all of Saturday as well, so it definitely did its job. I left the cinema feeling like I had really watched a really good damn modern day horror movie, and that doesn't happen very often these days. There is so much more that I really want to comment on with this movie in terms of the ending and in terms to the lead up to the ending, but I have promised myself that I would not give any major spoilers for the movie. So guys, please go and watch it as soon as you can and try and avoid all of the spoilers. So out of 10, I would give this movie an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. Not only for the horror elements in the film, but also for the really well written story that was put together and the incredible acting from everyone. Honestly, I do feel that this has been my most favourite modern day horror movie in years. I really hope they do a sequel. But now let's hear some of your thoughts. Have you guys been to the theatre to see this movie yet? If you have, then what are your opinions? Did you love it, or did you hate it, or were you not really that bothered? Let me know everything, guys, in the comments box below. Okay then, guys, well, thank you all for watching today's video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, stay safe out there, and I'll see you all again very soon.